Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Komoto Dofia. If it's your first time here, and I'm a makeup artist and love of everything beauty based in Toronto, Canada. Today's video is targeted at the everyday woman or the makeup beginner, and it is a video where I talk you through on how to build a standard makeup kit with your basic essentials from tools to products etc. And I felt the need to film this because I constantly get reached out by clients, friends, even strangers on social media on what kind of products to get. Sometimes I even have to do the buying for them, help them organize their kits. I've also been contacted in situations where they kind of already have everything they need but don't even have an idea of how to use the things they need, or have an idea of what should be in their kit or whatnot. So they get like constantly confused on should I use this? I know with social media and all the information on the internet these days, it's easy to just get overwhelmed. So yeah, this video is here to help with the struggle. Is here to help you narrow down all the essentials that you need so that you don't get overwhelmed or you don't get confused on what you actually need to have. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely keep on watching. So I'm going to be starting off with tools, and since we're talking makeup, we're going to need brushes, beauty sponges, powder puffs if you're into that, because we're going to need tools to be able to apply all of those beautiful makeup products that we already have. So with brushes, I am going to simplify this, show you the brushes that you ideally need, and kind of like show you what you probably will be using the brushes for. Now, if you ask me, I would say that for your personal makeup kit, you actually don't need more than like 7 or 8 brushes at most. And I'm going to show you what each brush should look like and what each brush can do for you. So first off, if you're somebody who is into foundations, liquid foundation, powder foundations, and you're used to using a brush to apply that particular product, you'll want to get a small dense brush like this, something dense with the bristles not too synthetic or rubber, like kind of like in between human and synthetic hair. It will help absorb the product more and help spread it out even more. And like I said, you want something that is this dense and not this big or too fluffy. This would not adequately go around or press that product into your face. This is too fluffy for liquids, and it just would not give you that. It just wouldn't do the job right for you. Now, if you're not used to applying your foundations with a brush, then you can definitely get a beauty sponge. Any beauty sponge is ideal. Just make sure that you get something that is quite porous. I'm going to bring this close to the screen so you can see. When I say porous, it has like, I don't want to use the word holes, but it looks like foam. I don't know if I can explain it. Let me bring these two products closer. So this is wet and damp, and this is not. So basically, you want to get a beauty sponge that when it gets damp, it kind of like swells up into 2 times the original size, or kind of like just swells up bigger than what it is right now. And you also want to get something that is porous, because this is softer. This would not soak in too much liquids or creams, whichever one that you use. This will just help you apply that product properly, compared to all of these ones that are looking like that are not porous. I don't know the word to you, but are not porous. I don't know if my camera is showing you guys what it looks like texture wise, but yeah, so this is porous and this is just plain foam. So basically, it's ideal to get something that is more porous than something that looks like this. This would do the work, don't get me wrong, but it would not it will just be taking in too much product that this will take, and this definitely will swell better than this will swell. So yes, get a beauty sponge that is porous. So if you are not a foundation brush kind of person, get a beauty sponge. If you're not a beauty sponge kind of person, get a foundation brush. Or if you are both, you can do both. You can apply your foundation first with this, and then now smoothing out the application with the beauty sponge. You would also anyways even need the beauty sponge too, for like, this is where your foundation brush can't get into. So now we've sorted out foundations, right? Now let's go into powder. This is where this big fluffy brush comes in. Okay, so you want to get, for powder, you don't want anything that is this would pack on too much product if you use this for powder. Like, it would just be too much. But this would help to spread that product evenly around your face without, you know, packing on so much of the product. So with powders, you always want to get something that is quite big and quite fluffy, so it just helps, you know, spread out that product properly, and it's big, so it will go around your face like faster than this will. So yes, anything fluffy, anything slightly bigger than your foundation brush is ideal for your powders, all over the face powder. Now, if you're somebody who is into blushes, I like blushes, so please be into blushes, okay? But yes, if it's not your cup of tea, no problem. But if you're somebody who is into blushes, now you want to get a brush that is quite angled this way. It's dense and it's angled. You don't want to go in with something that is this big, because let me just show you guys. Now, the trick with picking up brushes for your makeup application is you want your brushes to direct you on what the application. Let your brushes do the talking. Let your brushes show you what to do. Now, if I take this now and I apply this and I use this to apply my brush, looking at it, it's going to spread that product beyond where I want that product to stay. I don't know if I just made sense, but yes, because with your blush, you want it to be directly on the apple of your cheeks. So when you get a brush that already gives you that precision, a angled brush like this, it goes directly there. So whether you are applying your cream blush or your powder blush, I don't know why I'm saying brush, your liquid blush or your powder blush, this ideally will just sit, you know, on the apple of your cheeks without going to where you don't want it to go. Especially if you are a beginner now and you want that, you know, you are still trying to control. This would give you control. This would adequately just sit there without having to move around. If you're into bronzers, to apply your powder, you can actually use this same powder brush to apply your bronzer around the perimeter of your face. But if you're extra and you probably just have those extra brushes and you want to be, you know, to feel fly, you can get a bigger fluffy brush as well. It will be bigger than this. I have lots of brushes that I actually love for bronzers, but anything large, fluffy would also do the job. So you can get another brush specifically for that. But like I said, you don't actually need an extra brush for bronzer. You can easily just use your powder brush to apply, you know, your bronzers. And again, you also want to remember that you don't want to use anything like this. It will just pack on that product. You don't want, for powders, you don't want anything that is going to be, you just want to, you know, spread that product everywhere as fast as you want, evenly and as fast as you can. So this is the extra one. You don't need it, but yes, extra one. So now we've talked about 3 brushes now. If you're also into highlighters and you understand what it means to bake and all that, you can get a small fluffy brush like this. Now, what this will help you do is, this will help you to dust out fallout. Like when you bake your powder, you can just use this to just wipe it out. Use this to also apply your highlighter. You know, all of those, you know, little things this brush is ideal for. Like I said, you will always want your brush to do the talking. You can't use a brush like this now for your blush to apply your highlighter, because naturally your highlighter should sit on top of your blush. So you want something with that precision to sit right, you know, on top of your cheekbone, on top of that blush. So this brush will help you with that, and it will also help you with sweeping out your powder or even setting under your eyes with powder. So if you are someone who is into like drawing your brows and sculpting your brows, you definitely need a brow brush. And ideally, there are different shapes of brow, but depending on whatever it is you can work with. But ideally, your brow brushes should be flat, and you know, it could either be squared this way or a little, you know, oval, whatever works for you. I'm sure you, but ideally it's usually small and precise, so it can get under your brows easily without you having to do too much. It gives you that control, and because of how precise and sharp this brush is, you can also even use it to apply your, you know, your eyeliner, smudge it out, you know, all of those little things that actually just, you know, help with like your everyday glam. Sometimes you can actually use one brush for different things. Now, if you're into eyeshadows, you basically just need 3 brushes for that. you need a small brush like this for your eyelid, something that helps you pack on the eyeshadow and apply it like directly on your lid. That's if you're not the kind of person that uses your hands. Put this a small brush like that, apply the product on your lid. You also need a crease brush, something small like this. And to be honest, I feel like if you are a beginner or for your makeup kit, probably all these two-sided brushes will actually really help. This one is from Yanga Beauty, something that gives you like a 2-in-1 brush. This is a flat end brush for like concealers. This would help you with like to spread out your concealer under your eyes, little areas around your your face. This can also help you with eyeshadow too, if you also like on your lid. So if you have this, sometimes you don't even need this one. But yeah, if you don't have a 2-in-1 brushes, you probably just need a single brush like this for like that lid application, or a 2-in-1 brush like this. Use this side for the lid and then this for your crease. So when I say your crease, this area, let me put my fringe on. Basically this area right here. So you're using this side to apply this, or if you don't have a 2-in-1 brush, using this brush to apply the eyeshadow on your lid, and you're taking a brush like this, small brush that goes directly into your crease without spreading. And then you need a crease brush. Basically, if you understand eyeshadow and how it works, you understand what I mean by crease brush. So you have the one for your lid, have a crease brush to apply that crease color, and then another slightly bigger eyeshadow brush. You can see the both of them to apply that transition color. If you do eyeshadow, you understand what I mean by transition color. So you need another brush like this to just smoothen out the edges between the crease color and to your brow bone and all that. So something that just marries everything together basically. So you need 3 brushes for eyeshadow, a bigger brush like this, eyeshadow brush like this, to kind of like just blend all that crease color and everything out around your eyes. You need a crease brush to go directly into your crease to apply that color, and then you need a flat brush like this for on top of the lid, or a single one on top of the lid. Basically, that is it, all you need. Those are all the brushes you need for your makeup application. 3 eyeshadow brushes, 1 brow brush, a foundation brush if you are a brush girl for foundations and whatever, an angled brush if you are a blush girl, so that it can give you that precision on your cheekbone, a powder brush, yes, for powders, for bronzers, and a small, what should I call it? Should I call this a multi-purpose brush, or like a powder brush as well, or like a highlighter brush? Anything. You can probably use this brush for anything. So just a brush, a fluffy long brush like this for sweeping out underneath your eyes, applying your highlighter. That's just enough. So basically, let's count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 or 8 brushes at most. That's probably all you need for brushes. And then a beauty sponge. Basically, to be an upgrade with tools. So yes, getting a powder puff also would help with your makeup application. You can also even use this to apply this is what people even use in the olden days to apply their powder. So for this, where you don't want to use your powder brush, this one, your powder, a big fluffy powder brush, you can definitely use this to just apply your powder all over your face. You can also use this to set underneath your eyes, your setting powder. It is now we're moving to skin prep. When people hear skin prep, especially like I said, with the information on social media and all that, some people get really like confused. Oh, I need to get this, I need to get that. First off, you need to get something that actually works well with your skin type. So for example, if you have oily skin, dry skin, combination skin, normal skin, your skin prep should consist of products that naturally help to manage the skin condition or skin type that you have. Now, I'm not going to dive deeply into all of that because it's a very wide whatever. I'm focusing on just showing you guys the products that I know you need for your everyday glam. Ideally, you need to understand what your skin type is, understand what you need for skin prep, and then get 1 or 2 products that help you with that. Now, somebody might be asking me, do I actually need the products for skin prep? Yes, you actually need 1 or 2 products for skin prep, because skin prep actually helps with how your makeup looks and how your makeup wears. I feel like with every makeup person, you probably just need 2 very important things, or maybe 3, and I'll tell you why I'm saying 3. Now, you probably need a serum. something that gives you hydration, because whether your skin is dry, normal, or oily, you need hydration still. You need hydration, you need moisture. So yeah, first thing I'll say to get is get a serum. If you don't um think you need a serum for your makeup, that's fine. But like I said, anything that helps with hydration, you should get a serum or an essence. Now I'm going to show you what I mean now. I'm going to show you products because I know that I have most of my subscribers are probably more Nigerians and US/Canada. So I'm going to show you products that you can get if you're in Nigeria, that I know that I use and love a lot. Products that are if you're in Nigeria, and products that you can get if you are outside the country as well. If you are in Nigeria and you don't know what serum to get, you can actually get this Amaricot serum. This one is basically just hyaluronic acid. It just helps with hydration. Simple, it's as simple as that. If you're not a serum girl and you probably want, and you like essences more, you can get an essence. They probably both do the same thing. They give you hydration. So yes, have one or both. Have your serum or have an essence. Like I said, everybody needs that hydration. If having a serum or an essence isn't your thing, you can definitely get a skin mist. Now this is also like just water hydration. So basically a skin mist will just help with bringing back that, giving you that hydration that you need. The only difference is this will not go skin deep because this is basically just water. It's probably just going to be, it's not going to give you, it's not going to penetrate as much as the serum will or an essence will, if that makes sense. So if you ask me, yes, you can make do with the mist, but if you ask me, I'll say get a serum, something that properly hydrates and lasts longer, enters into your skin more, to just give you that plumpiness, give you that glow, give you that your skin needs. I don't have the words, I don't know. Two favorite serums that if you are in Nigeria that you can get, that I know I use for all skin types regardless of whatever client I'm working with, from a Nigerian brand, is the Amaricot one and the Zaron Cosmetics serum. These two can work on all skin types. They probably do the same thing. A Nigerian brand essence that I currently love is the TM Essentials one. This gives you that glow, it gives you that hydration. I love it. I use it on almost everybody or almost every client. Basically, depending on how I layer the product, is beautiful. Now, if you're outside the country and you're looking for something to get, like I said, I'm only showing you the things that I use. You don't have to go high-end like this. You can actually go use any serum that you currently have that works for you. But if you're someone who is looking to purchase a serum and you don't mind the cost, getting this Active First Care Activating Serum from Suwasu is actually good. This is one of my favorite serums to use on that makeup. It's beautiful. It helps, it penetrates deep down. Now, like I said, if you are not into serums, if you don't think that you need it, you don't have to. But I'm telling you that if you actually inculcate hydration more into your routine, it helps with a better makeup application. So basically all you need is one hydrating product and then the next product for skin prep. So you need anything for hydration, be it a serum, be it an essence, is good. You're good to go. Whatever brand that works for you, that works your skin type, you're good to go. Now the next thing you need to get is a moisturizer that actually suits again your skin type. You can't just choose any moisturizer that you hear about on the internet. You need to get, your skin prep is very personal, so you need to get something that actually works for your skin type. I'm repeating that again because it is very important. Now, you are somebody out there, you're a makeup beginner out there, you don't exactly know what moisturizer to get. You've tried a lot of things, you don't even know if the one you have is currently working. You can do your research and find out if it is or not. But if you know it's not probably ideal for you and you probably just want to try other products, I'm going to give you two moisturizers that I know that on any skin type at all, they will not disappoint me. These two moisturizers are like very versatile. Now, number one is the Embryolisse light cream concentrate. I feel like this, it's actually even says multifunctions. It actually works on every skin type for me, based on my own opinion, based on my own experience with using it. Anyone can use this moisturizer, and it's not cheap, but it's not high-end. It's somewhere in the middle. So if you already have a moisturizer that you already use, please go ahead and use that. I am just giving you options. So if you don't know what to get now, I'm telling you, get the Embryolisse light cream. Works great on every skin type. It's beautiful under makeup, and I haven't had issues with it, and everyone that I have recommended this to, no one have actually complained about it. So yes, get the light cream, or I would recommend getting the Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched cream. Now this is also a moisturizer and a primer all in one. It's a thick cream that actually deeply moisturizes your skin without leaving you greasy. So yes, like I said, it works good on all skin types. So if you do not mind spending the extra bucks, definitely you can get the Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched cream for your personal self. Now let's talk primers. I personally have a better understanding now on what primers to get or what primers not to use, or blah blah blah, if at all I even want to use primers. But that's talking from a makeup artist point of view. If you're somebody who knows that you actually need a primer, so definitely you need to get something that works again for your skin type. There are different types of primer. If you are not sure what primer to get, I have a video specifically on primers, and that can help, even though it's been like, it needs to be updated, but at least it would help you. If you're oily skin, get a primer that helps tackle your shine, your oils. If you have dry skin, get a primer that helps more with hydration. Don't you have dry skin and use a mattifying primer. Don't have oily skin and use an hydrating primer. It doesn't just balance off well, especially if you don't know how to layer on whatever product that you're using. Now that we're done with skin prep, let's talk foundation. Now, whether it is liquid or powder, depending on what your cup of tea is, you need one foundation in your makeup kit. If you are somebody who doesn't ideally know what foundation to get, you can do your research, you can send me a message, and I also have 2 videos on foundations that can help. I probably will link them up to this video. Get a foundation that works for you, that does exactly what you need the foundation to do, and one of both. So like I said, it could either be liquid or it could be powders. If you're into powder foundations, the 3 that I personally, or let me say 4 that I actually like, that I know I use a lot. The Maybelline Superstay is the drugstore one that I love. It's not here in like singles like this, it's in a palette, and it's somewhere far away from me. That's the only drugstore powder foundation that I know of and that I use. Now other ones that I love is the MAC Studio Fix. This would, any shade range, I feel like MAC is that particular brand that is very, very inclusive. So yes, you can definitely get your shade from MAC. Ideally you should. So like, I know I use MAC Studio Fix. I like that mineralized skin finish as well. It's not as full coverage as a Studio Fix, but for someone like me who doesn't really care much about that, sometimes I personally prefer the mineralized skin finish to the Studio Fix. So it just depends on what your preference is. Another one that I like is the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Powder Foundation. It's very full coverage. It definitely can build up medium to full coverage. I love this as well. It has this blurring effect. I love it as well. So if you're into powder foundations, definitely check out these 3 foundations out. If you currently are using one that does the job for you, stick with that. You don't need to use anything that anyone is talking about out there. Just stick to what you already use, as long as it gets the job done. If you're also into foundations, get anything that works for you. So now let's talk concealers. Now concealers can be used for different things, but basically you know exactly what you need a concealer for. Whether it's for brightening under your eyes, or it's for evening out your skin tone, like I usually would do if you constantly watch my tutorials. I typically would always have 2 concealers, one to even out my blemishes, dark spots, everything, and another to highlight my skin. So you don't have to have 2 if you don't need it. Your foundation, your concealer is just perfect. Just get a concealer that is a shade or 2 shades lighter. So I'm going to be naming concealers that I know that I like and I prefer. So if you're in Nigeria and looking for a concealer to try, the Younger Beauty and Nuba Beauty are my 2 favorite Nigerian concealers right now. They do what needs to be done, and if you're in the diaspora, you have a lot of options to choose from. But one that I personally reach out for, even in my kits or personally, is a Too Faced one. Get you a shade that works for you. Now that we've taught concealers, the next thing you probably need in your kit is a setting powder. Now there are a bunch of options to choose from when it comes to setting powders, and it also depends on what your preference is to setting powders. Every setting powder does a different thing. It could be very full on, and it could be lightweight, depending on what your choice is. Like I said, there are a bunch of options, but if you're using concealers, then you definitely need to set, especially if you're applying them around, under your eyes. Your compact powder will not do the job as much as, or as well as, a setting powder will. So yes, getting a setting powder to help you, set that in place so that it wears longer is necessary. Now, with setting powders, like I said, there are a bunch of options to choose from. Just get you one that you love, one that flatters your skin the most. Now, with setting powders, now if you are a beginner and you don't know what setting powders to get, if you are my shade or lighter, just look for one that says translucent. Now, translucent means it doesn't necessarily have a color. It doesn't matter what skin shade or skin type you have. If you are darker than me, darker than me, you want to get a setting powder that is kind of like close to your skin tone or close to your undertone. Now, the reason why this is it flatters you the more. Now, let's talk bronzers. This is something that is optional in my opinion as well. Some people that just don't fancy bronzing, that just feel that they don't need it. But if you ask me, I think you actually need a little bit of bronzing. Whether you are fair skin, medium, light skin, dark skin, whatever it is, yeah, bronzers for everybody. But again, it just depends on what you prefer. If bronzers just give you that little dimension, because it will just be very bland if you just apply that foundation and that concealer and maybe blush without a little dimension, a little sculpting. You feel me? So like I said, this channel will help you. I don't want to overwhelm you, but at the same time, you can just, bronzing doesn't hurt nobody. It doesn't hurt nobody. So yes, you probably should just look. If you don't already use it, probably just look into getting one. Now, bronzers are usually powders that are warm in color. Yes, warm in color. They usually mimic you getting like a tan or like a, I was going to say sunburn. No, not sunburn. You don't want to use burnt. You don't want to look burnt. But they just mimic you having like a little tan. They just bring back that warmth. So I'm showing you this now. There are different shades of bronzers again. So you have to do your research well into which one actually suits your skin tone better. Let's talk brows. Now, with everything makeup related, brow pencils also come with different colors and in different shades. Just because there are a lot of shades and colors, in the world. One particular color will not work well for everybody. So basically, again, it is your personal makeup kit. Get you a brow pencil that suits you, something you like. You also need a mascara. This one, there are also different shades of mascara, but I think it's basically ideally black and brown because your lashes are ideally black and brown. So yes, get you a mascara that works, that you love. Now, next thing is blush. I feel like every makeup lover, everyone who actually wears makeup needs a blush. I used to be that person that used to be so scared of blush on myself. I could apply it on clients, but on myself, I used to be so scared. Till I found the blush that I love. Now, with blushes or blushers, you just need to get a shade that works well for you. You don't need to have a ton. You don't need to have a palette. Just get a shade that works for you. Now, because this video is targeted at the everyday woman or the makeup beginner, if you are unsure about the kind of blush to get or the color to get, trust me, you cannot go wrong with a flesh toned color. I work more with women of colors, and I've come to realize when I'm unsure about the kind of blush to use, whether I'm working with a fair skin or like a medium or a dark skin. If I'm not going for a flesh toned color, I'm probably reaching out for an orange or an orange or like a burnt orange kind of shade. They work beautifully on any skin tone. Now, if you're into pinks of course you can get like your mauves, get your pinks, whatever that works for you. But if you ask me, if you're unsure about what to get, any color, blush color that is like flesh toned this way, or anything that is more orangey, burnt orange, light orange, they just work well on every skin type, if you ask me. So if you are currently struggling with getting a blush and you are not sure about what to get, go into a makeup store, tell them to show you, a bunch of their flesh toned blushes that they have. MAC has a beautiful, range. There are other brands too that probably carry like, beautiful blushes, just get something that you love. You don't have to get a palette. All you need is just a single one like this, or maybe a 2-in-1, so that when you're not wearing one, you're wearing the other one. Anything that just flatters you more. Pick a blush that is more of your preference, more of you, not something that is overwhelming or standing out, or that doesn't just sink into what you already have going on. Now to lips, I feel like this is also something that depends on your preference. It depends on whatever color that you rock with, whatever color that you like. But like I said, this video is for the everyday woman, for the makeup beginner. If you do not know where to start from in terms of color, or you are not sure of what color suits you, you can definitely start off with nudes. You cannot go wrong with getting neutrals, getting nudes, getting flesh tone colors, getting browns. You can't go wrong with that. Of course, there are different browns for different shades. Just get you a brown that works for you. First, get you a brown liner that can work on whatever it is you decide to apply. Whether it is lipstick or lip gloss, you need a brown liner. Get you a brown shade that works for your color of lips or for your complexion, and then get you lipsticks. You can get you a lipstick, and then yes, if you are a lipstick kind of person, or if you are a gloss girl like me, get you glosses that you love. Just any color, whether it is a brownish nude, whether it is a pinkish nude, whether it is even pink, whatever that rocks your boat, just get you one. So you need a lip liner, you need your lipstick or your lip gloss, whatever that it is that you rock. Or if you are even into colors, get you like 1 or 2 colors that you can always like step out with when you want to just show them outside that I'm not that seafood, I'm not that minimal. Get you a color that you rock with, so long as it's something that suits you and something that you love. Now, if you're into eyeshadows and you understand how to apply eyeshadows, you want to get you a palette that, as a beginner or as an everyday woman, something that actually fits into your routine, something that you prefer, something that that is easy for you to rock with. Now, based off of what I already have, I'm going to always suggest getting, like I said, colors that work well with you. It could be a mixture of, if you are just a neutral girl, you can get a palette that is simply all neutrals, or simply like just earthy, cool tones. Or if you don't mind colors as well, you can get a palette that gives you neutrals and gives you a few colors to work with. Now, I have something, like I said, very, very simple, little small palettes here and there that have both your neutral shades, a little bit of shimmer in them, and your dark brown, dark shade, something that works well for your lid, your crease, your transition color. A palette like this actually that gives you basically everything that you will need. Or if you're into colors, a palette like this too that isn't too overwhelming. It also has like 1 or 2 or 3, what am I saying? Has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matte shades, colors that are definitely not neutrals but definitely not overwhelming, and also the shimmers for days where you just want to just be a little extra. So yes, getting you palettes like this that serves the purpose. You don't want to jump into getting anything too colorful or anything that you would naturally not even gravitate into. You need to understand what your taste is in terms of eyeshadows, what you like in terms of eyeshadows, and then get you a palette that speaks to you. Don't buy a palette because you see anyone using it, or because it is expensive or because it is cheap. Just get something that works great for you. And also for your eye makeup, if you're into liners, then you probably need like a black liner or a dark brown liner. Or if you're a pencil girl, you probably need like a black pencil or a dark brown pencil. I feel like everybody needs, if you're into eye makeup or you're into everybody probably needs like a pencil in their purse that works especially for your eyes, because you can't actually apply your liquid liner in your borderline. You need a pencil or a black gel liner, a pomade for that purpose. But I feel like for beginners, just ditch the gels, because sometimes it could be very hard to work with, and just get you a pencil that all you have to do is just sharpen and like you just apply. Last but not least is a setting spray. That's the last thing that you spray on your face after you are done with your makeup application. Now also with setting sprays, there are different sprays for different reasons and for different skin type. You don't want to it depends on what you want. So it's either you want a setting spray that just helps you like melt all that makeup powderiness down and make it look more skin-like, or you want a setting spray that helps you with longevity. You need to know what you need your setting spray for. And also with setting spray, there are a bunch and a bunch to choose from. I personally have like 7 or 8 setting sprays that I personally love, but I'll probably just give you guys my recommendations right now. Some that actually reach for. Now, if you have oily skin and you're in the diaspora and you don't mind spending the extra bucks, you can get the One Size or the Charlotte Tilbury. I love these two setting sprays for anyone who has combination skin and you just want that something to control your oils and something to actually help your makeup last longer, to like manage to control it from breaking down quickly. If you have like combination skin or dry skin and you want that skin like fresh, dewy, radiant finish, you can try out the Morphe Continuous Mist. This is actually a mist, not a setting spray. This basically doesn't, it's not transfer proof or holds you as much, but this just gives you like that beautiful radiant finish. If you are in Nigeria and you have oily skin, or you have maybe combination skin and you also want something that is more long wearing anyways, you can try out the Sopro spray, something that will just help with sweat and oils and whatever shine. This is a very good spray if you are in Nigeria. I still have the old bottle, I don't have the new one, but yes, you can also check this out if you are into, you know, setting sprays like that. If you are a radiant skin kind of girl, like you're more into a radiant finish, a fresh dewy finish, you can try out this TM Essentials Spritz On finishing spray. This is also a very beautiful spray. Another Nigerian brand I like is the Omari Code Skin Mist products. They have two, the regular and the soft and the matte finish. So if you are, depending on whatever it is your preference is, I also love them. They are mist, they are not actual setting sprays like the actual setting sprays like this ones. They don't actually help with transfer or longevity in the sense of it, but definitely helps. And we've come to the end of this video. I hope this helps anyone out there who has been struggling with like building their makeup kits and also with like, you know, product recommendation in the sense. I know I didn't actually go, you know, deep into recommending products for every, you know, one, because that's just going to, you know, deviate us from what this video is about. But at the end of the day, I hope that this video actually helped you understand what you ideally need to have in your makeup kit, from tools to products and all that. And yes, I hope it truly helps. And if you actually still need more help with recommendations, you can definitely reach out to me via email or in the comment section, or if you follow me on social media, reach out to me via my socials. And yes, it'll be a pleasure to help. And if you enjoyed watching this video and made it up to this point, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. It really helps me grow. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Stay beautiful, guys.